A headline this morning reads, UK driver baffled after being fined for eating McDonald's meal in a Starbucks car park. Well, I can help out with this, but probably not in the way that the driver would like. Because what happened was he pulled into the McDonald's and ordered food there, only to find there was no car parking space within the McDonald's car park, drove next door and found space in the Starbucks car park, which is clearly newly built and what was recently just fields, and then he sat in the Starbucks car park to eat his food. Now, first of all, a clarification. The articles refer to this as a fine, which it is not. It's a parking charge notice. The difference obviously being that only local authorities and police and other authorised officers can issue fines, which are enforceable in different ways than a parking charge notice. I've covered this extensively in other videos, but this sort of thing is a parking charge notice, which is the equivalent of an invoice. The only way said company can enforce this is by going to court if you fail to pay it. But by the by, the car park management company for Starbucks has sent him a £100 parking charge notice with the reason stating that he's not a patron. In other words, he hasn't bought anything from Starbucks, therefore he shouldn't be on the car park. Now, as to the enforceability of this parking charge notice, it would depend on whether or not the signs were clear. So I took a look on Google Maps to see where these signs are located, to see whether they are visible and clear to anyone using the car park. So this is the general area. You can see McDonald's to the left and Starbucks to the right. Going inside, it's plainly obvious that this bit here is for McDonald's. They even welcome you on the floor. Even from the aerial map, you can see they are distinctly two separate car parks. Now, looking at the Starbucks car park in particular, you can see that there is one sign here, albeit with the back to us, and another one over here. You might be able to see there's another one on the far side, and if we go in on one of them more closely, you can clearly see that these signs say that it's private property and doubtless set out that it's only for patrons and parking charges will apply. So long story short, Starbucks terms and conditions for their parking probably say that only patrons are allowed to use their car park. In other words, you can only use their car park if you've bought something from Starbucks. Had he bought a coffee from Starbucks to drink with his food from McDonald's, that would have been okay because he would have made a purchase at Starbucks. Just like my restaurant video from a few weeks ago, where initially they had no problem me going in with my son having Five Guys food when we were going to eat their food, but then they turned us away. But that's another story. So all in all, in my view, Starbucks are in the right here, or their car park management company is, because if McDonald's was absolutely busy and full and overspilling to the extent that all of the people there are then parking in the Starbucks car park and then there is no space for anyone else in the Starbucks car park, then where are Starbucks patrons going to park? But in any event, Starbucks either own or they are renting that space for the car park, which is probably not cheap, and why should they give that up to anyone else from adjacent restaurants? So all in all, I know it will be disappointing for someone to receive a parking charge notice on such a car park, having bought the food next door, but legally they are correct. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and thank you for watching.